Hi Lloyd, how you doing?
Very well, Tone. How's things, mate?
Yeah, really good. We're all good, and I hope everybody else is good. Right, tonight's going to be something completely different, because if you've been watching our question series, this is a bit of a roundup in a way, because it's players' presentation night. It's the first time in the history of the football club it's ever been done online. But there's lots of firsts these days, aren't there?
Yeah, there are. I think it's great. We said before about being able to reward the players for their efforts this season. I think it's a nice way for us to be able to sort of, it's been hard on them not finishing the season as well as all the other people at the club. So I think it's a nice way to sort of round up as we come, hopefully, the end of this COVID situation or the finishing line in sight, as we say. So a nice way for us to be able to round up and finish off.
Yeah, it is. And while I've got you in full flow, do you want to run through the list that we're following tonight?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, okay. So we've got whether or not there'll be an exact order of what we've got, but we're looking at the goal of the season, the top goal scorer.
Yes.
We've got the Oyster Boys Player of the Year, as well as the Oyster Boys Runner-Up Player of the Year. We've got the Directors Player of the Year. We've got the Management Player of the Year. Young Player of the Year, Supporters Player of the Year, the Supporters Player of the Year, and the Players Player of the Year. So whether or not we're able to get them in that order, whether we can get them in that order or not, but as I said, hopefully they're all the list that we've got.
Each and every one of them an award worth winning. And while we're talking about award, we're very grateful to Richard Baines at City Awards, who's been a tremendous supporter of our football club and indeed local football. So, Richard, from me, mate, well done. You've done a good job. Well done.
Thanks very much, mate. Much appreciated.
Yeah. Have you got anything to add to that?
No,
I threw the name Richard at you.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many thank yous, isn't there? And I think it's nice to start off with the video. I apologise if I miss people out, but you've touched on Richard Baines for the trophy situation, the supporter that he's been throughout the club. I think whilst Richard is fresh in my mind, Richard Tennant for the amazing work, and I think Dave Weatherhead needs a shout with that one as well. They set up that GoFund program, and I think it's $3.5, $4 I think we're close to. It's just remarkable. So a big thanks to those guys and everyone that's contributed in that fact. Main first team sponsors, Val and Steve Andrews from Fibertech UK. They've been great supporters, not only helping with the first team sponsor, but also they've been helping with sort of player budgets as well. So they've been a remarkable help for us this season on the financial side. So great people to have with us, and a huge thank you from me personally. I know I echo that from the club as well, but from me personally, a big thank you. Directors, ground staff, people behind the bar, the stewards, the volunteers that come in, just a big thank you to everyone that's contributed, and especially they're giving up their Saturdays or Tuesday evenings at times as well. So a big thank you from all of me. And there's a special couple of mentions from me. I know Brian, the kit man that came in at the beginning of the season, great help he had for us, and obviously Ada, we've been able to bring in sort of the latter part of the season as well. Two great people that have, and as I said, they've helped me so much, being able to not worry about kit stuff and other little jobs that they've been remarkable at doing. Levy, the physio, as well, he's been first class for us. I think the two shouts out to early in the season as well, our Italian friend Gianna, who was with us, as well as Paul Murray, that was with us as well. So big thanks to those guys early on. But as I said, generally a big team effort, and I couldn't be prouder.
Well done, mate. You've run through almost everybody.
Tried to. Probably forgot someone.
Everyone you missed out, the tea ladies. The tea bar, where the burgers are.
Ladies, yes, absolutely. Yeah. My coffee before a game every game. So thanks for that. Much appreciated.
They look after you, don't they?
They do.
Okay, well, we've run through all our bits and pieces. I'd just like to say on behalf of the supporters, because at the nub of it all, I'm a supporter. From me to you, and through you to your suppliers, you've given us a great deal of joy this season. You come in as a new boss. You've taken on quite a bit. Steve is a new chairman. So between the two of you, you've had to cut the cloth to suit yourselves, and my goodness me, you've done well. I'm really delighted for you both. And you know what? It's nice to see the way that over the period of time, because Steve's new to this, and it's honestly, trust me, if you've never been in a situation like you and Steve have been, you've been thrust in at the deep end. It's hard going. Look who suddenly popped up.
Actually,
Hello, Harry.
That links us into our next one, doesn't it? That links us into
it does actually. Good timing. All right, I'll leave it to you, boss. You have a chat with Harry. Harry, well done, mate. Great
time. Harry, you've won goal of the season, mate, for your goal against Ashford. So yeah, I don't think there was many other candidates, to be perfectly honest. It's just a shame, as you know, because we've laughed about it plenty of time. But we had the game recorded on our VO system, and it absolutely larruped it down with rain that day. And there's a big drop of water sitting on the camera lens, and it just follows Harry everywhere in the movement of the goal, and you cannot see anything. So it was a typical one, but yeah, fair play, mate. It was a great strike. So worthy winner of goal of the season.
No, thank you. I was going to say you should have done Go on,
carry on, son.
I was going to say you should have done a free kick instead to have the video go with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to make it easier.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be fair, mate, you scored a few crackers this year. What was the long free kick? What was that one? That was
Ramsgate.
That was Ramsgate, wasn't it? Yeah, it's about 40 odd yards out, that one. Oh Christ, that was a great strike as well. But no, it was.
Was that the 1-1 draw or that one?
Yeah, it was the 1-1 draw one, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. But yeah,
no, that was at their place when he.
That was at their place. It was that home one, that home game.
Oh, you're talking about the home one, yeah. Oh, that was a great shot of yours, yeah.
That home game. What can you remember of that goal, H? The Ashford one.
Well, earlier on in the game, I should have scored. I probably should have had a hat trick that day. I hit the post early on. I missed the chance 6 yards out, and it was just one of them games where I just thought, well, we've got nothing to lose. We were 1-0 down. The pitch weren't playing the greatest. It was hammering it down with rain.
That's right.
And I just thought I'd scored one the year before against Sittingbourne, very similar. I don't know, it's probably to a few people's minds, but yeah, I just cut inside, and I've always trusted myself with my left foot, so I just cut inside and hit it, and it went straight in, and I just thought, hey, here you go.
Happy days. But I remember standing on the bench. And we all jumped up, and I think it was nice as well. I think it's especially nice from a manager in a coach's position, because everyone come running over to us, and it was a nice sort of big huddle that we all had as well afterwards. I think it's always nice for the player, the sort of group bonding, whatever you call it. But it was certainly a fantastic strike, mate. I never scored many like that with my left foot, so I'll be fantastic, mate, fantastic.
Cheers, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it was a good start to your career at Whitstable Town. Not only this season but last season as well. So, yeah, well done to you. I've just got a question for you. Now, I know what Blackie's like as a striker. He's tenacious. He's greedy. He just wants to score goals. I was lucky enough to see him play not quite at his prime, because it was just he was losing a yard of space. That's the best way to put it. So he's getting a bit slower. You could still score goals, and he was a bit of a nasty so-and-so as well, which was, it's needed at times. How about yourself? How do you see if you was looking at yourself playing as a striker, what would you say is your best attributes?
I don't know.
You on the spot,
don't know. I've got to big myself up here now. No, I don't know. I always like to think to myself, I'm not someone who's going to go out there and bully people and win the game that way. I'd say I'm probably more methodical and bits and pieces, just trying to create that bit of space or create something for someone else. Like, obviously, as a striker, you don't want to be selfish to score the goals, but I do also think I'm able to put stuff on a plate for other people. And where I play a little bit deeper rather than playing straight up top, it does allow me to do that. It allows me to drop deeper sometimes and link the play before it does get into the goal scoring opportunity. So I think, as a player, being able to get on the ball and potentially create other things for other people, and then hopefully people create stuff for me the other way around.
Exactly. I think he's a very intelligent player, Tony, as well. I think the good thing is with H is that you can play him in 2 or 3 or 4 even different roles and roles within the side, and especially as Harry probably knows as well, you know, the squad that we have at our level, it's, you know, you're not sitting there with a squad of 25 players. If you're sitting there with 16, 17, 18 good players, then sometimes certain players have got to be able to fulfill different roles and responsibilities. And Harry's footballing brain, I probably wouldn't have to coach him an awful lot if I asked him to go and play as a centre midfielder or as, you know, something a little bit different than he's used to. I think that's a real good, you know, a real credit to him. As I said, from a footballing perspective, his brain is certainly sort of well advanced at this level. So yeah, and as I said, he's got the ability to stick 135 yards with his left foot as well. So the complete package. Happy days.
Does rather lift the crowd when they go in, doesn't it? Eh? Everybody gets up as well. Yeah, that is the business.
Certainly does.
No.
Certainly does.
Well, you've ended up with the trophy. You haven't physically got it at the moment, but you will get it. So congratulations.
I'll be waiting for it.
Well, what I'll do is I'll hand it over. I'll hand it over down the screen like that. So if you pick up the top left of your screen,
it up, top left-hand corner. Up there.
Hand it down. There you go. There you go. Well done, mate.
All right, buddy. Thanks very much for tonight.
Cheers.
Top man, son. See you soon.
Right, that was really good. We had a nice little chat with Harry then. It's yeah, he's got an eye for the goal, and certainly for a long shot, anywhere 30, 35 yards, and he's your man, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. It was a great strike. It really was, and it's such a shame. I know, jokingly aside, but it would have been great to be able to view that one because we had it recorded. But as I said, just sod's law, as they say, that it just a raindrop just managed to stop us being able to watch it. But I think there was another goal that was really nice as well. And I know that was an individual goal, and I don't want to go on too much about it. But the goal at Guernsey away, our second goal at Guernsey away, you've got a goal for an individual piece of skill, and then you take the other side, which was the Guernsey away second goal. I think we, you know, near enough every player touched the ball. And that for me was that was very close to rivaling Harry's goal there, purely from a team perspective. So I might be able to try and link that goal in at some stage. But that was certainly a great goal as well. But there were
there were a few good ones during the course of the season, and often just at the right time. We did seem to have a knack of hanging on right at the end, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there were, wasn't there? There was quite a few goals that, as I said, probably could have rivaled Harry's one there. But for me personally, I just think that one was just an exceptional piece of skill. I really do. You know, he dropped a shoulder. He stepped inside on a really difficult pitch for us as well, which was that we've touched upon being on Boxing Day. And Tilly with his left foot weak, you know, and again it was down the slope as well. And that sounds silly. So he's shooting up the slope on horrible conditions, so it's really tricky with your foot. They were well worth the win. So fair play to Harry.
It was good. Right, next one up is young Aaron. What award has Aaron got? Are you going to spring a surprise on him then?
No, Aaron's our top goal scorer. So you know, Aaron got. I have to double check the exact statistics, but I think he got something like 15, 16 goals for us. Aaron was a player that I signed, obviously, as we know, from Margate after the Margate performance in pre-season. A player that I was looking to try and get in as soon as he come back from travelling. And he's been a great. He's been outstanding for us. Not only his technical ability and his ability to score goals, but I think everyone would turn around and say that his work rate and his passion and the amount of ground he covers, he should never say die, Aaron. He really is. He's really been first class for us. So a worthy winner of the Golden Boot for us, because especially no more so because of his effort.
All right. Well, that's a nice build up. So I think on that sort of intro, we better bring the young man in, don't you?
Perfect.
Right, here we go to a next presentation, which is Golden Boot. Well, the Golden Boot says it all. You scored most goals for the club, so congratulations. What sort of total do you think you'd have got if this carried on playing?
My target was always 20, 25 goals. So I think I'd have got to 20, hopefully.
Yeah.
25.
Yeah,
well done.
That's always my target. Every season, I think I'll give myself 25 and then review it at Christmas and then add to it if I have to, or make it more realistic.
Yeah, fair play, mate. Fair play. What was your favourite one?
Well, the free kick's got to be up there.
Which one?
The which one? The first one away to Three Bridges. Was it Three Bridges? Or South Park?
Yeah, Three Bridges.
That's got
that
one. Or to be fair, the left-footed one against Herne Bay's got to be up there to make it 3. Was it 3-0?
I was going to say that one. I think that one was my favourite. I think I spoke about that in one of our little chats that me and Tony do. And that was a typical centre forward play. That one backed in well, spun the centre half, created half a yard for yourself, and then trusted your weaker foot and smashed it into the bottom corner. So for me, I think from a technical point of view, mate, I think that one was definitely up there. But yeah, you certainly you certainly.
And it's a local derby, which is always a bonus.
Yeah, totally agree. I think I just want to say, mate, I think you've been first class for us this year, and not only with your goals as well, but I know I echo everyone around the club as well as the players themselves, the amount of work that you do up there. It doesn't go unnoticed. I think your work ethic and your professionalism is absolutely first class, and it's a joy to work with you, mate. And as I said, hopefully more times to come. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, well done,
exactly,
mate.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Well done. From my point of view, the best attackers always defend from the front, because the more pressure you can put on their boys at the back, the keeper, the 2 centre backs, however they play it, the better it makes the chances for our midfield to bring it in and then put you back in again. So your work doesn't go unnoticed. That's for sure.
No, I totally agree.
That's it.
Totally agree.
And that's it. I think that's one of my attributes as well, because like they say, as a striker, you can have all the ability, but if you don't work hard, then you don't get the chance to give that and for people to see it. So even if you're having a bad day at the office and it's not going your way, if you work hard, you're still doing your bit. And I think I've always agreed with that. And then the harder you work, and then it all comes together. So that's
totally agree, mate.
Totally agree.
Totally agree.
I don't think.
Yeah, the amount of times when you've almost nicked the ball off the goalkeeper when they've just been dallying and thinking they've got you, and all of a sudden you do that little burst of speed, and you just a couple of times you block the ball, and I thought,
speed. I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
No, good one.
Speed, eh? I've never heard that one.
Put that one on your CV.
Yeah, add that to the CV, eh?
Well done, mate. Well done. Yeah, appreciate you tonight, mate, coming on as well. Big well done, mate. Big well done. So I'll catch up with you.
My pleasure.
You're top man.
Cheers.
See you soon, buddy.
Thanks for being here tonight. Well done.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you very much. Cheers. Ta-da. Well, that was interesting with Aaron. Another striker with all the attributes, works hard, gets the goals. And another one who works hard, and although he's not a giant amongst men, he certainly is on the football pitch, and that's TJ. Now, young TJ, I must admit, when I first saw him, I thought, blimey, he's going to get knocked about a lot in midfield, but nope. Made me eat my words. He's a tough little character. And he sure can play football.
Yeah, he sure can. Fortunate for me, I've worked with him for sort of 3 years now, and had the opportunity to bring him over with us from my previous club this season. He's been marvellous for us. He's got 3 lungs, the kid. I don't know how he does it. Not only is he just fitness levels are just ridiculous, but what he is now is he's probably got sort of close to 150 maybe league appearances under his belt, maybe 125 league appearances under his belt, and you see the maturity of his game now. And I spoke to him early in the season, or when I signed him, and said the only thing now you need to add to your game to improve is to be getting a few more goals. And I think he's chipped in with 7 or 8 goals this year. So he's been a fantastic player for us. And I'm pleased to announce that TJ's won Young Player of the Year, which I think is, considering the average age of our side as well, it is quite young. I think that's a testament to how he's done. There's been a lot of young players here that have done really well. John Ufua has been excellent as well. And to be honest, Liam Mazzone's still only young as well. And to be honest, Harry's still young. Christ, you know, we forget how old some of these players are. So, but I think TJ deserved winner of Young Player of the Year. That's for sure.
Well, what a nice way to start. And I suppose the best thing is we better bring the young man on, haven't we?
Get him in.
Yeah, let's get him on. This is presentation night, so you're here for a reason. Any idea why?
I'm not sure. Hopefully, won some trophies.
All right, I'll let the boss tell you. Here he is. Go on.
Yeah, well done.
Lloyd.
You've won Young Player of the Year, mate. To be honest, mate, I don't think there was you were the first class choice for it, to be honest, mate. I think you've been absolutely outstanding for us, and I would say as well that you finished second in the Players Player of the Year as well. So I think that just goes to show how high regard the players hold you in, and not only myself and the staff, but I think everyone at the club as well. I think I echo that, even the supporters as well. So well done, mate. Young Player of the Year, thoroughly deserved. So well done, mate. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Blackie.
No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Congratulations, son. Well done. Let's just take you back to a couple of the games. Lloyd was just telling me, I think you scored 6 or 7 goals. You're correcting. How many did you get?
6, I think. 6.
6.
Oh, right.
He thought it was 7. You should have said 7.
What
was the best one for you? What was the best goal?
The best goal. The one I scored against Ware. I enjoyed that one. That was quite far out, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was the pitch like to play on, TJ? At Ware? Was it at Ware or at home?
The one at home.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Going back to the one away, what was that like to play on?
What was it? It was a 3G pitch or like 4G pitch or something.
Yeah,
we played well that game.
Yeah, and we lost in the last minute of extra time. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I remember the goal. It wasn't Kent Senior Cup. It was away at Cray Valley, when John crossed the ball. Yeah. And you broke. Yeah, that was one. I remember speaking to. I said to Tony before you came on, mate. I remember speaking to you. I think it was just before the first game of the season, and I said we just need to get some goals into your game, and break lines past the defensive unit. And to be fair, I think there's been 3 or 4 times, and again, credit to the kid because he takes it all on board, Tony, which is great because you ask some people, some players, you ask some to do something and they're unsure how they deliver it. Then they may not process properly. But even in that first game, Sittingbourne, he broke past the defensive line and you got the rebound, didn't you? And then stuck it in, so you got in the position. And it was very similar to that one at Cray Valley. It was a good move by us. We switched to play well, and you just see TJ just go. And when he went and the ball came into him, and no midfield runner was able to keep up with him. So they're the ones for me that stick out because, as I've said before, his energy's first class. But now with some appearances, more appearances under his belt, his experience is now he's almost one of the sort of experienced lads within the group. So still so much to learn and so much to develop, but he's certainly going in the right direction. So, and as a player that I've worked with for 3 years, as I said, it's 3-4 years. I couldn't be more pleased for him.
No, you seem to have really bedded in well at Whitstable. You enjoying your time there?
Yeah, I love it here. I love the fans. I love the players. There's similar players from Ramsgate came across, so I knew a few of the lads when I came here. But yeah, I'm enjoying it over here. It's good. It's good laugh. Yeah,
you really seem to have hit the town running, as it were. You're enjoying yourself. You've got a smile on your face. You play with that happy little bon jovi, a bit of a I can do it all, and you can as well. Nice to see you battling away in the midfield because you're not the biggest, but you do get stuck in, don't you?
Yeah, I tried my best to win a lot of headers, get in with the tackles and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's an underrated quality that he's got, to be honest. I think I remember who was we playing. I can't remember which game it was, and there was and I think the manager came up to me afterwards, and he's sort of, who's the number 8 in midfield? He doesn't look very big. He doesn't look very strong, but Christ, no, it's a real. If you managers look upon it like that, and within 90 or the end of the 90 minutes, they've completely changed their opinion because, as I said, he's his energy, his tenaciousness, his ability to win balls in the air for someone who's not the biggest, but as I said, he's not small, but he's not the biggest. And as I said, I think he's only going to get better with time and age. So delighted.
Yeah, a couple of times he reminded me, TJ, of a little terrier nipping at some big scruffy midfielder, and you won't let him go. You're back in there. You're back in there. You're back in there. And in the end, he's turning around thinking, "Bloody hell, go away, go away." You're there. No, it's good to see. That's a side you want to keep in your game, son. You just keep improving. You're doing brilliant. Well done.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well done, Teach.
Cheers.
Yeah, thanks very much, TJ. We're delighted with you. You'll get your chance to get your trophy. Blackie will be handing it to you when you're down when things return to some sort of normality and we're down the club, and you'll be able to hold your trophy up and say, "Yeah, well done, mate. I've got that. I'm young player of the year." Right, so that's something to aim for next year. You want to go on and go on for one or two next year and see what you can do. Well done.
We'll see what happens, hopefully.
That's the spirit. Well done. Congratulations.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Well done, buddy.
See ya.
Well, that was nice to chat to TJ. Then he's a bit of a terrier once he gets in midfield, isn't he?
Yeah, he's great.
Nice that he corrected us with 6 goals and not 7. But it'd be nice to see him get the double figures. To be honest, look, we're not even. We've still got virtually a third of the season to go if we were playing. And I mean, he could easily end up with 10, 12 goals, couldn't he? Yeah,
I think he could. It comes the end of the season. We've talked about his levels of fitness. If people are going to be fatiguing and getting a bit jaded towards the end of the season, that's not in TJ's character. He's not. He's super fit. So you would like to think he probably would have get himself in more positions the latter end of the season as well. So I think 10 would have been probably. Yeah, you could probably say 9, 10 goals that he would have got. But I'm just pleased with his development so far, and as I said, he's got a bright future, the kid. And as I said, no one deserves that. With the young players that we've got, and I've mentioned their names, but I think TJ was a deserved winner of the Young Player of the Year.
Yeah, he certainly was. Well, it's quite ironic. We're talking about the Young Player of the Year now. I don't want to put any years on him at all, but Dan Easton has certainly been around the club a long time, and what a wonderful servant he's been to Whitstable Town. Ironically enough, I think it was Mark Lane that brought him to the club, was it?
I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure. He wasn't here when I was here, but I know he's had a couple of spells at Whitstable, hasn't he? And I was fortunate enough. I've said in plenty of interviews before, I've been fortunate enough to work with Dan when I was at Hythe, sort of 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever it was. There's no, he's. I've said before, he is. I think he's the best goalkeeper in the league, but whether I'm not, if I'm seeing that through rose-tinted glasses, then I will definitely say that he's in the top 3.
Absolutely.
He's first class. He's a great leader within the changing room. He tells you it as it is. His character's just spot on. If he doesn't like something, he'll tell you in a nice and constructive way. And I think he's nice for the young lads as well, because as I said, they sort of see someone that's he's been played every game this season. He's not missed anything, and a great player to have. So I'm pleased to announce that he's won Supporters Player of the Year, and as well as Dan has also won the Players Player of the Year. So a great trophy to win, or to be able to be recognised by your peers and your teammates as arguably the most valuable player, if it were. So I'm pleased to announce that he's won those two trophies.
Well, that's a nice build-up, and mind you, you echo everything I could have possibly said about the lad. He's been brilliant at Whitstable, really good. And the amount of penalties he's saved and wonder saves he's made. Well, cool. You could write a book about him.
I think he's saved us probably 10, 15 points this season. That's
absolutely
10, 15 goals at least. I think is probably a good way of saying it, with saves that I don't think many other goalkeepers would make. So he's, as I said, a great lad to have as well, which is even better to have someone of as a personality to have, as well as having the ability to be first class. So delighted.
Well, that's a nice little build up. I think the best thing we can do is bring the lad on himself, isn't it? Let's get him in. Good evening, Dan. Welcome to presentation night tonight. So it's that time of the year, and you don't get butterflies at these things, do you? Because you know you've won something, don't you?
So the butterflies with the interviews. You've always tried to interview me after the game. I've tried to swerve it.
Yeah, you always run away. I can't get anywhere near you. You look at me in the bar and you sort of turn your back and say, "Go, no, go, do someone else."
Yeah. I've never been any good at things like this.
I've got you now. You're not going anywhere. I'll get your little sister back in. Get your little sister back in. She'll interview you.
No, I'm not that young.
Well done, Dan.
That's interesting, I suppose.
Well done.
Tell us about the dartboard in the background. What's the dartboard all about?
That's what I've been doing.
What, just playing dart? Yeah.
Yeah.
You 180s there, mate.
Well, there's 100 in there at the minute.
He probably walked up and popped them in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you the $1 million question, then you can have a chat with Blackie. I want to know what you personally think was your best save this season.
Best save?
Yeah.
I've got one.
I've got two.
My best one, I don't know if it was last year or this year. VCD. They're number 10 at home, midweek. Or was that the year before?
I think that might have been the year before. We played VCD on a Saturday, didn't we? Did we?
If that's the year before, then that would have been my best save probably the year before.
Best save for 2 years then?
We edited that one out.
No. I remember Chichester away.
Oh yeah, that one's good.
Was a good save. That was a good
crossbar from corner.
Yeah, that was a good save as well.
I like the ones when I make a save, like the wedding game in the second half. I make a save and then 10 minutes later we scored.
Yeah,
I
totally agree, mate. Yeah. Fair play. Totally agree.
That's almost like it's like you scored as well, isn't it? The icing on the cake.
Yeah, it means I've sort of done something to the goal as such.
Yeah, totally agree.
I tell you what, my two is away at Ramsgate, 2 penalty saves. Wow, we kept us in there. That was good. Apart from all your flying across the goal and all the rest of it. I mean, we drew that game 1-1, but if it hadn't been for you, we'd have lost.
Totally. I think that the interesting bit was, I said before, Tony, when we did our review, was that he came in that game with a massive dead leg. You remember, Dan? You like
really, didn't even warm up.
Yeah, really struggling. He couldn't warm up. He couldn't kick the ball. It was like, what are we going to do? And he soldier that he is, he just turned around, nah, I'll be all right. I'll just have to throw it. So and then made it, and then with only one leg working, managed to save 2 penalties, and that's incredible. So great. Yeah, I have to give you a dead leg before every game, Dan. I'm going to save 2 penalties.
Yeah.
Cool. So what we're here for, just to announce to you have won, which is always nice to hear. Not only have you won Supporters Player of the Year, but you've also won Players Player of the Year as well, Dan. So just from me,
I've won these 2, so I'll get to keep these 2.
You get to keep. There you go, mate. Excellent. You get to keep them for another year.
Well done. Well done.
Very good. Very good. I just
the 2 best ones.
Yeah, good. Well, I think you've been first class for us, Dan. I know the good thing is, as I said, the relationship we'd had before, and I'm not going to go over about it, but it was tough for me coming in as well. A completely new situation, and the 2 players, yourself and Tom, were 2 players that I can rely on with the characters that I know. Yeah. And to see you perform like you have done, mate. I said to Tony in the intro bit that we've done before, I think you've probably saved us 10, 15 goals this year, or 10, 15 points this year, if that makes sense. So I don't think there's anyone better deserving the award of, you know, supporters have recognised that, which is great. But I think players as well, when players recognise, you know, how valuable you've been to the team, mate. I echo that as well. I think you've been absolutely first class, pal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And for me as well, the way that a team should set up, it should have a spine, and it starts with the goalkeeper, and then it goes through to right the way through to the strikers. But you know, without that guy between the sticks and everyone else having the confidence in him, you know, you don't stand a chance of doing anything. And the great thing about it is they've got tremendous confidence in you. They know what you can do. In fact, sometimes I think they think you're Superman, but you really do the business. That's for sure. Or should I say Super Dan? Yeah. Super Dan. We'll get a new plant going. Super Dan, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Well done, mate. Well done, Dan. You've been first class, mate. Yeah, big congratulations. And no doubt I'll speak to you soon, mate. Keep you in the loop with everything, and yeah, we'll catch up soon, buddy. All right. So well done, mate. Top man.
Yeah, and I'll echo that, buddy. Thank you from me. And do you mind telling us your sister's name, because she's been dancing around behind you all the time?
My daughter.
I beg your pardon. I thought you said it was your sister.
No, my daughter.
What's her name? What's her name?
Maya.
Maya.
My daughter, she's 7.
She's 7.
Maya.
You're a lucky boy.
Yeah.
Tell her to come and give us a wave.
Yeah. Come in here.
Hi, Maya. Where's she gone?
Presentation.
Hiya.
Well done, mate.
Just a wave. Well done.
Top man.
Brilliant. Well done, Dan. Nice way to wrap it up, mate. Thank you
Nice
very
one,
much
Dan.
indeed, Dan.
Thank you.
Catch up with you
Cheers,
soon,
buddy.
mate.
Thank
See
you.
you later.
Take care.
See you later.
Cheers. Well, the next one we come on to now, this is changed slightly in the wording, and I can understand why you've done this. Normally, when you do a presentation night, it's the manager's choice, but you've changed it to management choice, and I think that's very wise, because all of the guys on your team, they've all had an input into this, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. That was something that I spoke to the guys, and I spoke to Steve, the chairman, and said, do you mind if we just change the name around a little bit? And I think it's, to be honest, like I said, I never see myself as, you know, the head of the order in the management side of things. You know, I value their opinion more than mine at times, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, I felt it was nice that we could be able to include, you know, their guys' opinions, and then we've so for the management player of the year, we were able to sort of sit down and have a discussion about which players we felt, and then we come up with a collective decision as what we felt was who was worthy of the award. And to be perfectly honest, Tony, there was lots of players that we brought up, and every player that we brought up was someone that you know was putting their name right in the hat, and then it just continued and escalated, and in the end we just had to sort of be, you know, stick with the decision that we had made and we felt was the correct one and a worthy winner. So yeah.
Well, it's good. I'm pleased, doubly pleased, that you've chosen Macron away, because obviously his association with Whitstable goes back a long way. Before he joined you down at Ramsgate, he was with us before, and I know his family well. His mum and his dad, they're almost at every game. And he's a great local lad, and absolutely delighted. So what should we do? Should we get him on then? And you can
get him on. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it then. Here we go. Well, how you doing, Jake? Are you this difficult time for everybody? Have you been keeping fit?
Yeah, I'm all right. I actually I trained this morning with Brownie, and we're trying to stay on top of it throughout you know, being locked down. So no, I'm keeping quite well.
That's good. And how's Brownie? All right?
Yeah, Brownie's good. Yeah, he's quite fit. So I'm trying to keep up with him. Blackie, you'll know he's a tough one to keep up with. But no, it's good.
That's good. All right. Okay. Well, you're here for an award, so I better let the boss speak to you and let you know what's going on.
Nice.
Hey, mate, how you doing, pal? All right?
Yeah, all good.
Good. Yeah, congratulations, mate. The management have awarded you management of the year. So instead of it being managers player of the year, we've changed it to management player of the year. So myself, Stephen, and Laney, we got together and had a chat. And although there was a large amount of players we felt were good, but we felt that your consistency in the performances that you put in this year justified the award, winning the award of Management Player of the Year. So big congratulations, mate. You've been absolutely superb. High levels of consistency throughout. Kept some of the best wingers in this league quiet, and I don't think there's anyone more deserving of the award than yourself. So fair play, mate. Congratulations.
Appreciate that, Blackie. Thank you.
No
That's
worries.
really nice, isn't it? I mean, to get the boss to sort of like give you a big public pat on the back, it can't be anything better than that, can there?
No,
really good.
It's about time. I've been how long have I been playing for you now, Blackie? 4 or 5 seasons now. So
yeah, I'd say that, mate. I'd say that.
Feels good to win it, and no, I'm enjoying it.
Good.
That's good. Good payback. Your relationship with John Ufer has really come on a bit in these last, I'd say 5 or 6 games. It takes a while to bed in a new relationship. It almost sounds like it's a marriage, but you know what I mean, don't you?
Yeah, no, because we had quite a few at the start of the season. It does take a bit of getting used to, like the type of play, like whether he's going to track back or, just the type of that player that you play with. And John he's obviously, we all know that he's really good going forward, but just he does the defensive side of it really well as well, and that's a big help to me and the team, and just tracking the fullback, and it's really good to play with someone like that, and it's enjoyable going forward with him as well. The 1-2s, all of that. He's a good player to play with, and I'm enjoying it.
Go on, Blackie, your turn.
No, fair play. I think we touched on it. Tone, didn't we, a few weeks ago when we were talking about it, how player relationships develop over a period of, it doesn't, it takes more than sort of a couple of months to develop. And to be honest, as I said, Macca and John's relationship, I think they've been almost been regularly on the team sheet. I don't think they've been together for quite a period of time, and as that relationship grows and they get to know each other's games over a longer period of time, then you see their performance levels just elevate, because as I said, it's just relationships you build up with players, and you understand, like as Macca said, is the player going to drop in short, is he going to spin in behind, or is he going to when's he tucking inside, when can I go on an overlap, and vice versa. And I just think those things come with with experience whilst playing with that player. So Macca and John have created a really good relationship down there on that right hand side, and it's pleasing to see, and it's good to watch.
It's that confidence as well, like knowing that John's going to keep the ball, and knowing that we can play well. It's about confidence as well in your kind of teammate.
Completely agree. Yeah, completely agree.
One of the things that obviously with the benefit of Vivo, the video system, I've watched a number of times, and particularly the Welling game. Wow, the way that you both overlapped, and one went forward, one dropped back. And as you say, Macca, it's all about that confidence in your colleague. Once you've got it, it's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, and that Welling game, that game and Guernsey are probably the two highlights of my season. Those 2 games. I mean, Welling or the Guernsey game, it was one that we should never have won. Like, everything was against us, but we just played unreal that day. But then the Welling game again, that was midweek as well, went at Tuesday night, I think. And again, we went there, the underdog, that sort of thing, and we weren't expecting to win that game, and again we just played so well, just everyone, and I remember that game. I watched the video quite a few times, and it is good to watch, and you like you said, you see the link up play and all of that, and that's what we want to do more of, and me and John especially, that sort of thing. So I know games like that is when it's really the best, most enjoyable.
Yeah, and if you're a defensive player, which primarily you are, it's nice to know that when you go on a charge, your mate's going to drop back for you, which John does.
Yeah, and that's what you like in a partner that you play with. You know that they're always going to cover you. If you're going forward, he's going to cover me just in case we don't get caught out. If and when we lose the ball.
Brilliant.
So how many games, Blackie? How many games have you had him under your wing now?
Oh, what are we looking at, Macca?
Too many.
100. Too many. We'll leave it there. I'd say 150, 150 maybe.
Yeah, close to 100 probably. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not, like I said, I know he was joking then when he's about time, but he has been, for me, he's been a model of consistency, and it's not only that as well. I think when he's come up against some of the best wingers in the league, and if you look at the Adjikais of this world who played for Hastings, he kept Daniel Adjikai for Hastings quite in 2 games. You know, I know the boys say that you came back with and said, Christ, he was a good player, and you kept him really, really quiet. And I just think, like you say, you know what you're going to get from Macca, not only in the attacking phase, but defensively, he continues to improve. And as I said, he's probably one of the first names on the team sheet. So, yeah, fair play, mate. Congratulations, bud. Well deserved.
Yeah, well done, Macca. Congratulations. I'm sure all the supporters will echo the manager's choice. And, you're the management player of the season for the truncated 2019. Well done, mate. Well done. That's a great one. I'm really pleased for you. Well done.
Top man.
Andy, welcome to this very, very truncated football season, 1920, when we basically stopped about 2/3 of the way through, but we've decided we're still going to have our presentation night. And you, as obviously one of the stalwarts of the Oyster boys, you've got your part to play. So what we're going to do in a minute, we're going to hand it over to the boss, and he's going to talk to you, and then we're going to get the recipient of the awarding. And I'm not going to name who it is at the moment because you're keeping your powder dry. Over to you.
Cheers.
How you doing, Andy? You all right, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. Lloyd, how are you?
Yeah, very well, mate. Very well. Just a bit from me, mate. A big thank you for all the support you guys are giving us as well. So I know you'll pass that on to all the Oyster boys. You know, travelling home and away, rain, sleet or shine, mate. You know, your support has been superb. So a big thank you from me and the team for all the all the long hours and the travelling and the support you guys are giving us. So yeah, much appreciated, mate. And like I said, hopefully more successful times to come.
Yeah, let's hope so. That's not a problem at all. It's we only do it because we want to. I must admit, I have missed a lot of the lads, although some of them it's been quite a nice break. Not missing any I'm 12 weeks clean now from taffy. It's quite good.
So who we got? So we got a runner-up and we've got a player or supporter, Oyster Boys Player of the Year. Yeah. So who's the runner-up Player of the Year for us from the Oyster Boys? And
the runner-up this year, which this year was a lot closer than other years we've had. Normally, second place is a bit of a foregone, but this year we must have had 4 or 5 players that was all in with a shout, and the winner, or sorry, the runner-up only got runner-up by 1 vote.
Wow!
And that's TJ.
Wow!
That's TJ. TJ, very good.
Well
very
done.
good. Very good. Yeah, he's been a consistent performer for us, the lad. He's he's been excellent for us. So yeah, great choice.
And
who's the
signed up for next year as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so he's agreed with us. He's all agreed. So that's really positive news. So who's our Oyster Boys Player of the Year then, Ant?
Well, it would appear he's trying to make this trophy his own. And again, it's the one we all love. It's Danny Eason.
Brilliant.
Well done.
Brilliant. Yeah, thoroughly deserved. I think some of the performances he's put in this year, I think it's completely understandable. Not only the saves he makes, but when I've said before, but when he's got one leg away at Ramsgate and he makes 2 penalty saves, I think that speaks highly of the guy, to be perfectly honest. So brilliant. Should we give him a call and get him on, Tone?
Yeah, good idea. Let's bring Dan into the equation. So over to you, Dan. Go for it.
No, to be fair, I want to thank all the Oyster boys, really, every week, cheering us on, singing, and it does help the players out quite a lot, I would say. Yeah. Because I remember my first season with Whitstable when we got relegated. I remember it was a Peacehaven away we played. I remember all you boys come down. There was other fans there, but you boys there singing, and I think we beat them, and I think we finished in the end. I think we finished 2nd. We went down, and I remember getting in the car on the way. I remember saying to me, "Oh man," if we get relegated, I'm definitely staying here just for the fans and just you know what I mean? Yeah. So you help out a lot, running up and singing and getting on. You know what I mean? Getting on our side, it does help us out.
Yeah, brilliant, mate.
Thanks a lot for that.
Yeah, well said, Dan.
Oh,
Well
I
said,
remember
mate.
Oh,
that
that-
game well.
That is quality. Well done, mate.
Yeah,
That's
well
brilliant.
done, mate.
Well done, Dan.
Well said. Well
We
said.
took a minute down there. I think it was the last game of the season. We needed a win to get us off the bottom of the table, and
yeah.
we got it. Yeah, it was great.
Excellent.
I think two Buick Screamers as well, wasn't it?
Pardon?
I remember. Sam
What
Buick
was that?
Screamers. What two of them?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right
good
outside
game.
the box, right in the top bins. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. So.
Excellent. Excellent. Well done,
Well,
boys.
Yeah,
Good
thank
work.
you very much. Good luck, everyone. Well done.
Cheers,
See you down
thanks,
the road.
Thank you.
Cheers,
See you
boys.
later. Thank you.
Well, Lloyd, the next one up is obviously director's choice. Now, I spoke to Steve about this before, and I asked him why the change in from director to either chairman or committee, and he said, well, to be honest, it's due to changes around the football club. He said we have a committee, but it's a big committee, and it consists of a lot of members from the junior club who haven't been to all of the games to give an opinion. He said, so this is the reason why it's a director's choice. So the director's choice is going to be Tom Bryant, and you've got one or two words to say about Tom, haven't you?
Yeah, Tom's been brilliant. I think I've said the same regarding Dan Easton as well on a few of the previous chats. Just really, there've been two stalwarts of the club. They've been here for a long time. But not only that, they've seen the changeover of change of management, as well as Steve's probably said before about the change of directors, and basically the whole change of the club that's happened over the last sort of 12 months or so. So Tom's been first class for me. We speak all the time. We drop messages all the time. If come Saturday evening after a game, we're messaging continuously all night about things we can work on, things we can improve. So he's been a real good sounding block as a senior player. And as I said, I'm delighted that the directors recognise that as well, because as I said, as a senior player, although we've got a lot of youngsters, but I think he's been really consistent with the things that he's done and the work he does off the field as well. So a worthy winner.
Great. Well, I'll tell you what, boss, you stay where you are, and we'll get Tom in now, shall we?
Sounds good. Biz, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, all good, mate. Cheers, you.
Good. Presentation time, mate. Pleased to announce that you have won the Directors' Player of the Year, mate. So I've had a chat with Steve, and me and Tony have been talking on the intro. I think it generally was an old award that we called the committee award, but with the new club, or the new change of direction, should we say, with the new directors in from this season, they renamed it the Directors' Award. And I just want to echo what Steve has said about how helpful you've been during the time of this transition from from previous directors or committee to the new committee of directors, and they've been just really pleased, and they've presented you and the award for Director of the Year, mate, or Directors Player of the Year. And again, I think a worthy winner, consistent all season, and been contacting, we speak in contact all the time as captain, and I think you're a worthy winner, mate. So big congratulations, Biz. Well done, mate.
I say I'm only doing what any person of my age at football club where there's younger players would do. So
absolutely.
As I said, it's just a normal process what people would do.
I agree. As a senior player, mate, like you say, you kind of you take that upon yourself to go and help the younger players or whatever it'll be. In the changing room, outside, on the pitch, off the pitch, in and out the changing room.
I had it when I was younger. You've got the older players always put an arm around you. That information they give you, not saying I'm this and that, but that information they give younger people is invaluable, because it helps you later on in your life, in your career, massively.
I completely agree, mate. Completely agree, and I think you've done that for me. You've done that for me all season. For whatever I've asked, whatever you've done, you've taken things off your own account. Done things off your own esteem as well. So again, just echoing what the directors are giving you the award. But as I said, I think it's I echo the same thoughts as what Steve has said. So a big well done, mate. Congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Well done. For me, Tommy, this will make you laugh. Steve said to me, he's mature and sensible. I said, are you talking about the same guy? Are you talking about the guy who gets all the time? Hey, let me tell you a little story. Last game we were at.
Changes, yeah, must have. Yeah. No, I'm grateful for it. To be honest, I said to Lloyd Dow, I'm only doing what any normal person would do, and to get an award for it's even better. So I'm grateful.
Well, one of the last games we was at, and I think it might have been away at Cray Valley. I'm not really sure, but there was a lady ref there, girl ref, and she knows you and she knows the family. And I spoke to her after the game, and I said to her I said, Tom's a bit of a lad, isn't he? She said, don't worry, I can handle him, she said. Was he really? I thought, oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, sometimes something just takes over me and you just end up ranting and raving and people saying on the pitch, oh, calm down. I'm like, look, I'm all right, I'm fine. It's just I'm caught up in the moment. Then give me a couple of minutes and just switch back off and I'm pretty So, yeah, it's a strange.
It's good quality, but it comes with experience, though, mate, doesn't it? Because
when in my younger days, I'd get in them situations, and it would get
and then you wouldn't come out of it.
Silly, and next thing I would have 10 or something, and the game completely changes, and it's it's on me then for doing something.
I agree. Completely agree.
Agree. It's a funny old story, that one.
Good stuff. Good
stuff.
You
know what causes it, Tom? The minute you put your football boots on.
That is, you get over that white line and something just you're like a man possessed sometimes, or it can take you the other way. All your stresses and strains off the pitch, you seem to let go of them when you're on the pitch. So it's a weird thing, but listen, we wouldn't have it any other way, would we?
No, I completely agree.
Worthy award, mate. Well done, and thank you very much for being such a servant to Whitstable Town. Steve's said so many nice things about you, mate. Honestly, I'm not going to say too much more because you'll be all embarrassed and
well done,
right,
Tom.
Take care, Tom. Cheers, mate. Well done.
Well done, mate.